Dixie, go. Oh, hey, welcome back. We're doing some more work on the old 41 today. Tegan is on adventure, so he won't be here. But we got Zoe taking up her place. It'll be an interesting one. Zoe's going to learn how to do some fabrication, and this will be her first time welding. Give me 1 minute. I'll flip the car around, and I'll show you where we're at right now.
It doesn't look so.
Okay, so
I don't know.
Off camera, we did the driver's side here. Yes, I understand that's backwards. Everyone says do the passenger side so the driver you don't have to see. Me, I'd rather see my flaws and not have the passenger see them. That's just my preference. So anyways, there we go. We have finished the chop on this side. You can see we removed the rear window. So this was the quarter window. We took the quarter window and we used it here. So we changed the profile of the rear door to make it a little more two-doorish and not as square. We also metal finished the back window, which I saved you the hassle of watching 6 hours of grinding and welding and so on. So that brings us to the passenger side. So we have to do it all over again. I've already done it. I know it can be done. Now it's time to show Zoe how to do it. So give me a second. We'll set up the cameras. We'll get right into it. And this will be Zoe's first time welding and fabricating. So let's see how she does. We'll see together. One other thing to note. Before we did the roof chop, and this is also done off camera, but there's the big important thing you have to know how to do, to do. So off camera again, one thing you have to remember, when you're doing a roof chop, you have to get all of your gaps in order before you do the chop. If you do it, well, I guess you can do it after, but it's a lot more work. So before we did the chop, you can see this car is 86, 87. I don't do mathematicals.
6'7".
But 6'7". But you can see, I spent the time. I got all my gaps better than they were from factory. We had to do a relief cut here to get this gap nice. We had to do a ton of welding on the seam to get that gap nice. But you can see, they're not perfect, but keep in mind, this is a rat rod. We're not going for perfection. We're going for cool. But I'll tell you what, those gaps, they're pretty good. So now that their gaps are where they should be, now we can start building the section that's gonna, well, first we'll put in the pillar here, and then that will lock this in. Because as you see, this moves, which changes our gaps. So we have our gaps where we want them. We'll lock this piece in first, then we'll start building the rest. If you look on this side, you can see I had to make the whole inner. I had to move the drip rail. All of the inside has been fabricated, along with the inside of the door. We had to fabricate this whole piece of the door to match the new, or should I say old, quarter window. Turned out pretty good, I think. Yeah, I can't really complain. Again, the gaps are okay. I mean, let's be honest. They're better than some of the new cars that I work on, so yeah. Okay. So first thing we do to start here is we're going to have to cut this pillar down so we can lock this together, which will keep our gaps together. So we're going to have to take a measurement. Hold this, Zozo. So we're going to have to cut this down to we'll say 5 inches. So 5 inches, once we weld this in, that will lock this together and it'll give us the basis where we could start building the door frame. So let us do that and we'll get right back to you. Hang on. Okay. Zoe's introduction to welding. She's never welded before, no time like the present to start learning. Okay, Zozo, what you gotta do is you hold it kind of on an angle. You can even rest it on it if you want and just give short little bursts on the crack. Now you try.
Oops.
You're too far away, Bibs. Bring the torch closer. You gotta be close, close, close. Like that.
Like this?
Yeah. Give her again. Give her again. Are you tacking the crack? Okay, folks, we're going to take a little bit of a break here. I'm going to get Zoe a little more comfortable with tacking this up, and we'll get back to the 41 in a few minutes. Stand by one. Okay, so let me bring you in here a little bit. Sorry about the absolute crappy friggin' filming, but we're learning. So as you see, you can move this for a second. We kind of have this pillar kind of mocked in. It's really, you're not going to see any of it. We're going to build a complete structure in here and over here, but we need to have the support put back in the roof. So we have our door gaps and basically the roof attached. Because if this isn't in, this is going to move. We also need a basis to start building everything else off. So what we're going to do now is, so if you hold that up, that is the top. That's the top of this door. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this down to where it should be, and we're going to cut this so we can graft the quarter glass window into this pillar. So we'll throw you on time lapse, and what we'll do is we'll get this all trimmed up, and then we will get her tacked in. So we'll throw you on some time lapse, and then we'll get back. Okay, so Zoe's got this kind of roughed in. You can see we got good gaps. We got good gaps there. It's hard to see, but take my word on it. We got good gaps. Okay, so now that the front of the door is built, we can start the process of making the rear quarter window the back of the door. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so now what we got to do is we're going to take the original rear section of the back door here, and we're going to have to mount that, cut it, weld it in. We'll cut the skin off, and then we'll graft this skin onto this piece. So does it sound confusing? Yeah, I just did it and I'm still confused. So yeah, let's throw you on time lapse, and we'll see if I can remember how I did this. Be right. Okay, let's bring you back in here. So you can see we got the upper frame tacked in. As always, we're just tacking stuff in now. We're not going to weld anything here. There's a better angle. We're not going to weld anything in solid. No one wants to watch me weld for 15 hours. But there's the idea. So now we have to build the inner structure. So I'm going to use as much of the old inner structure as I can. And we're going to make what we have to. So that is the next step. So I guess I'll put you on time lapse while I do this, and we will go back. One more thing before we flip over to time lapse. I have to give a huge shout out to Simon Says Garage. He's also building a 41 Chev right now, and he's probably the reason that we started doing this YouTube channel. Um, he shows the real stuff. He shows that mistakes are made. He shows that you don't have to be a professional. Um, I do have a background. I am a licensed auto body technician. I spent 36 years in the trade. Due to some health concerns, I no longer work. However, I still get in the garage. We still do stuff for the kids. I'm teaching my kids. But big shout out to Simon Says. He when he started, I have been, as you see, we have been working on this car for several years. But I wanted to chop it, and I kept putting it off. I kept putting it off. He was the inspiration for me to actually get in and chopping it this year. Just watching him have so much fun chopping his was like, I got to get my kids in here to do this. So yeah, we'll throw you on time lapse, and we'll get back on this. Okay, now let's get back at the inner structure here. So this is the original inner structure. As you see, it is nowhere near what we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some relief cuts in here and see if we can't lay this down. And we'll attach it. And then we'll build another piece to go over it to make it flow. Because obviously, holes, gaps. So what we're going to start with is we'll start by making some relief cuts and see if we can't get this somewhere close to actually fitting in there. So we'll throw you on time lapse, and it'll do that, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, so unfortunately my phone was getting low. Life's of a novice YouTuber who has no idea what he's doing. Anyways, so while my phone was charging off camera, we got Zoe to. We took a piece of steel, put a 90-degree bend in it, used the shrinker to get the new shape of the door in it, and test fitted it. It looks pretty good. Inside here is the original door channel. So if you remember earlier, you could see that I skinned it. So I cut the original skin off. And so the original inside of the door, so the door frame is still, the window channel and everything is still well, it's not factory. The shape has changed, but the track is there. So all we have to do is change the shape of the window, and that'll be good to go. So where are we at? It's time to get Zoe to do some welding. We'll get her to tack this along here, tack it all the way along, get it nice and tight, and we will be going on to the next step. Okay, I'll get you on time lapse, and away we go. Okay, here is where my microphone died. So
I'm just showing you here that Zoe has gone through. She's tacked that all together. She got some nice welds, nice tacks for a novice. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have to proceed to make that factory style looking door lip, so it doesn't look like we just made an awful mess. So right now I'm explaining how I'm gonna take a piece of cardboard. I'm gonna make a template, and then we're going to tack that on. Again, everything will be finished welded and done properly after.
Okay, so as you saw there, we cut our template out of cardboard. So this will go in there, and that will give our new factory edge. So once it's welded in, it'll look like it had the factory seam back on it. Okay, so I'll throw you on time lapse, and we'll cut that out of steel, and we'll get that tacked on for now. Okay, see you in a minute. Alrighty, so here we are. Zoe's got that all tacked in, and there we go. We have a quarter glass window, the new door window. I'll give you, again, like I said before, we just have everything tacked in. Everything has to be metal finish and whatnot and what have you. But there's the inside. You can see we got a nice lip. Once this is all welded solid and ground, and all this will be welded solid and ground, you get the idea. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of welding and grinding left on this door, but this is giving you the basic idea of what we're doing. And I think Zoe did a hell of a job for her first welding and her first fabrication. I mean, hey, nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, well, that's going to be it for today. I don't want to have 3-hour videos that, well, are pretty terrible. So, from Zoe and I, that's going to be it for today. Please like, comment. If you got any ideas, comment. Let me know what you think I did wrong, what I did right. I mean, you can always learn. You never stop learning. So, or ideas. You got any ideas? Send me some ideas. I'll read all the comments. But for now, remember, get your kids in the garage. More Xbox, less Xboxes, more toolboxes. Wow, I said that wrong. I am not a professional, but we're having fun. Till next time, have a good one.